Let me just paint the picture. So I'm standing in the middle of a cattle herd, pushing all these cows towards water, and they keep running the wrong way, away from the exact thing that's gonna keep them alive. And I'm hot, I'm tired, and I'm about done. So I look up at the sky and I say, "You motherfucker. Is this really what it took for me to see it?" Because the cows fighting me the whole way to the water they need, that is exactly how everyone in my life has felt watching me build this thing.
Trouble coming for me.
And to fully understand how I ended up in the middle of a cattle herd, you gotta back up a little bit. Before any of this, there was my grandpa. Hardworking, farmer, rancher, raised cows, raised some crops. I didn't know him as well as I wanted to. I didn't quite understand the fight then, but I'm pretty sure I do now. Before any of this, I was a wilderness guide for teenage drug addicts, trying to show them how to live a life worth living, how to live a life that meant something. And I think about that a lot now, standing in a field, yelling at cows who won't walk the right way, to safety, to freedom, to the water. After that, I was in a nonprofit for a couple of years. Then I was day trading, and I was decent at it, but I know the only sustainable thing about day trading is selling courses. And then I was selling marketing and web services on the internet and made a fool of myself because I didn't quite know what I was doing, but I knew I was good at marketing. I just didn't know how good. Then I got into door-to-door sales, and I was living with my girlfriend, installing ceiling fans, trying to make a hustle out of something, but I didn't know what it was yet. And I got spread so thin that I really never got good at anything. That's the honest version. I wasn't a cowboy. I was a wantrepreneur. I had nothing to my name. My back was against the wall, and I decided to do this thing. But that's not entirely where it started. It all started with a steak. Somewhere in there, I ended up eating a steak that tasted like nothing I've ever had in my entire life. And to be honest with you, that lit a fire under me. A stupid, ignorant excitement. I had no idea what I was biting off, other than a steak that was really damn good. I was cosplaying cowboy at the time, learning horses, way in over my head. I genuinely had no business doing any of this. But for some reason, I just couldn't let it go. Everybody needs to know there's a better way to buy beef. So of course, I went down the rabbit hole and found out everything. I found out that 4 companies control 85% of the beef we eat, when in 1980 it was 36. They didn't earn that, they consolidated it. And while they got bigger, the people actually raising the cattle got squeezed. The rancher's share of every beef dollar went from 63 cents down to 37. Just think about what that means. The same cow, the same land, and the family raising it takes a fraction of the price, so they're going under. The national herd is the lowest it's ever been since 1951. The packers are even getting into meat alternatives because they see it as a means to an end, but I don't. And it's not just them getting robbed, it's you too, because the beef on that shelf is anonymous by design. 1 pound of ground beef can hold meat from hundreds of cows, and you had no idea. You have no idea where it came from, how it was raised, or who actually put in the work. A handful of companies standing in the middle, and you eating something that you can't even trace. So then both sides lose, so the middle can win. I didn't set out to fight an industry. I set out to eat better and share it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And here's the part I want you to understand. I wasn't qualified for any of this. I didn't come from it. I didn't have money. I didn't have connections. I didn't have anything. I just knew that somebody had to build the thing that connects a family directly to these people. And nobody was doing it. So I just started telling people, and somebody actually listened. This person handed me their money, trusted that there was going to be beef at their door after they gave me cash, and it worked. So I took it to a rancher and I filled the order. So I did it again, and that worked too. And then I got a website, and then I convinced myself that I cracked the code. I had quick success and I couldn't repeat it, and that's really what almost broke me. I sold a couple half cows, got a website, and then everything just stopped. So at the start of 2025, I quit. I pivoted. I started knocking on doors, asking people if I could clean up stuff on their house or repair things just to make it cute, a couple $100. Construction, home services, marketing contracts, anything I could get my freaking hands on. And I ended up spreading myself across too many things and actually got good at none of them. And somewhere in there, I lost the person that meant everything to me. She didn't die, she just left. And I'm not gonna unpack all that. Everybody's got a sad story. Buckle up, move on, work harder, bud. You know how it is. But I will own my part. The late nights, the silence, the being in the middle, the not being available for anything. Being in the middle of something and never letting anybody in. Because here's what I finally understood. It was never the world stopping me. It was that I wasn't willing to become the person I had to pull this off. And then January 2026 came and took the last thing I had. Lotteries, where odds are 1 in 300 million. Your odds get better every single fucking time. You just have to show up. Most people buy 1 ticket and quit. I posted once, nothing happened. Winners, they buy hundreds of thousands of tickets. They show up when nobody's watching, they do good work in the dark, and then boom, it looks like it's luck. Nobody saw it coming, except them. You think it's the right time, the right place? No, it just showed up over and over and over again, no matter what happened. So by September, I was sleeping in my truck in a Cabela's parking lot. By January, I had an Airbnb for 3 months that I ended up getting a knock on my door in January saying, Ben, I need you out of the apartment. I'm divorcing my husband. I need some space and I need to live here. I need you out by the end of the week. It's cold. My family's 1,000 miles away. I have nothing lined up for work. No jobs, no nothing. Joe, I did the only thing I had left. I got on my knees. And I'll be honest, I was starting not to believe. I thought God had given up on me. And I said, God, I'm done praying for courage. I'm done praying for strength. I'm done praying for resilience. I'm done getting lessons. I understand the task in front of me is going to be difficult, but please just send me wherever I need to go. Show me the way. So I said, I'm ready. Whatever the path is, I'll take it. Because I'm tired of fighting this thing alone. And then, of course, like always, I stopped listening. But the same things kept flashing in my head over and over again. The logo I made a year earlier. The little bit of success that it had. The way it actually helped somebody out. But I remembered more that it stalled out and it left me with nothing. And every time I'd think of this stupid logo, I'd think, no, fuck it, it didn't work. Nope, didn't work. Why would I run it back? Why would I try it again? It already failed. And then it finally hit me. The one thing I was trying to bury and throw away kept flashing in my mind after I prayed for God to show me the way. And that was the signal that I needed. So I did the only rational thing to do in that situation and called up the National Westerns talk show. I was brutally honest and I said, I just lost everything. I have nothing left. My back is against the wall. Can I sleep in your parking lot? And they said yes. So there I am in the middle of January. It's freezing, it's cold, and I'm sleeping in my truck in a parking lot at a cattle show. It's fucking sick, dude. I literally fucking showered in the cattle stalls because I had nowhere else to go. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how many people would be willing to do that? So there I am in the middle of January. It's freezing. I'm living in my truck, working 22 hours a day, sleeping whenever the fuck I can. And all I have is my truck and an idea that nobody's been able to pull off. And the belief that I'll pull it off or die trying. My back was against the wall. So I flipped that around. Said, my back against the wall means that I have nothing to lose, which also means that I only have everything to gain. And from that parking lot, I made one post. What do you mean? I always look awkward. Oh, it's still record. Oh, hey guys. I was sleeping 2 hours a night in the back of my truck, literally in the fucking cab, when I made the post that changed everything. And then I just said it out loud. This is what I'm doing. Here's the plan. I don't really have one, but we're gonna figure it out. And within the first month, we hit 10,000 followers. And I know how shallow a number sounds, but it wasn't about the number. It was about what it meant to me. It's the way people received my idea the same way I saw it in my head. Suddenly I'm not crazy. So when you say, yeah, I'm about to go do this thing that doesn't make any sense, and 10,000 people say, yeah, we're with you, we're doing it too. We want to support. I cannot even begin to describe what it feels like to have an entire market receive your idea very well, but it's unlike anything else. So I got to work with one rancher and one damn good idea. My first sale was a $4,000 Venmo transaction from a customer who said that he trusted me. Thanks. So I sent $3,800 directly to the rancher and fulfilled the order and took a little bit off the top like we agreed. Fucking work. It was no longer an idea. The model is verified. Holy shit. Oh, I can feel it. That's the whole model. You set your price, I take a little bit off of the top. I only get paid if it actually sells. So my incentives are aligned with yours. When I win, you win. That's the entire business. I'm a media first business, so I didn't stop there. I got in my truck and got on the road.
I've had rambling fever all along. Rambling fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees. Rambling fever, there ain't no kind of cure for my disease.
Really getting to the point where I'm questioning why I'm even pursuing this at this point. I asked for a job with one of the rancher interviews that I did on a 200,000 acre ranch, building fences, playing cowboy, hopping on cattle horses, making a damn fool of myself. I was going to fight this fight with these people I'm fighting it with. I got to know the model all the way through. From the second a cow was born to the second it's, But I drove thousands of miles, made hundreds of phone calls, and shook hands with the people who'd be feeding my customers. And I took that job because I needed to understand the struggle that I was trying to solve. You can't fix a thing you've never stood inside of. And the whole time, it kept growing. 20,000, 30,000, and now we're pushing 40,000 followers. So I did one of the dumbest things ever and looked at every single other business model in this industry that's working and built it the complete opposite. They optimize for their margin. I optimize for ranchers' success also being my own, and my own success being the ranchers on the platform. Everybody in this space wants to sell a rancher a store, some software, a marketing service, or a course on how to find customers. I bring the customers, you sell the beef, and then I get the hell out of your way. I'm not gonna teach you how to fish. I'm going to bring the fish. And then on month 3, I'm standing in the middle of a cow herd, wondering what the fuck is gonna happen. I was screaming at the sky in the middle of a herd when I finally understood what everyone had been trying to tell me. The cows kept breaking the wrong way, away from the water, away from the thing keeping them alive. And the frustration I felt watching them run from what's good for them, that's exactly what every single person in my life has felt watching me build this. Go this way, there's a lesson over there. There's safety over here. And I'd say, I don't want the direction, I want the lesson. Well, I learned the lessons, and now I've got direction. And right as that lands, the orders start coming in. The orders come in, real volume, real beef, being sold directly to customers because of my effort. It worked. It finally worked. And then somebody asked me a question I couldn't quite answer. They said, we like what you're doing, but we like you. Why do you do it? And I just stood there trying to sell them beef, but this was never about me. And that broke something open. This was one person proving to himself that he could pull off the impossible. The beef is just how I chose to prove it. I got that call of the rancher that called me up and said, Ben, I have never in my life, never once in my entire life have I ever gotten a call from a customer this excited to buy beef. And I was literally standing in a parking lot, dancing. I'm kidding, I wasn't dancing. I was literally I've sold $30,000 worth of cows and haven't touched a single one. I built the machine and it works. And it works really well. Payment processing that doesn't charge a rancher a fee, a marketplace that finds customers and puts them directly in front of you, a demand engine that turns strangers into somebody's loyal customer. I've even had a rancher take my customer, make the sale, close it off the platform, and never pay me my fee. And to me, that was more proof that the business works more than anything else. So to you, I'm grateful. Here's my actual problem. I don't have a demand problem. I get 1,000 new customers in my inbox every single week. I've got thousands of people asking where they can buy beef, and an offer that's so good, it sounds too good to be true. Because this was really never about beef, and it was never just about me. They spent 40 years making the rancher small and you're food anonymous. I'm building the opposite of that. In the open. This is about connecting every household to a rancher they trust. One family, one rancher, one freezer at a time. So if you raise cattle and you've ever thought that there's a better way to sell direct, there is. I built it. I bring the customers, you raise the beef, and you sign up for free. So I told this whole story just to say that I built it, and now it's up to you.
Hey Mom, when you leave, don't leave a thing behind. Don't want nothing, can't use nothing. Take care into the hall. If you see my friends, tell 'em I'm fine.